It doesn't matter. I don't care.
I have no idea what that means.
And then, do I still have to go live on Instagram? Welcome in if you're joining us on YouTube. I'm just figuring out the software, so give me just a second, you guys.
Turn that one on for Facebook.
This one here. Okay. And then I have to go to Instagram.
Yes, now you gotta go
there. Thanks for being patient. I'm Charity. And technology hates me. So welcome to my life. Okay, so go here. And then go live. Okay, perfect. And then
go to YouTube
close this back out, right?
No.
Go to YouTube. Yeah, it looks like it's good. Okay.
Good here.
All right, so there's that, and that, and that. Minimize that. All right, and then I should see the chat here.
You should.
We'll find out. All right, we're going live. We will find out. All right, if you guys are joining us over on IG, FB, YT, welcome in. I'm Charity, and we're going to take pictures of stuff. And I really don't want to sell this jacket, so I'm enjoying wearing it before I have to list it. Brandy, ready for these band t-shirts. Dude, Brandy. I don't even think anybody understands the fire that is about to be brought to the WN show tomorrow night. Like, I pulled out all the stops. I even pulled out this absolute insane monster banger. Like, it is the t-shirt of all t-shirts. And if we reach my goal, I'm going to run it. If we don't reach the goal, I'm not going to run it because it's worth way too much moolah to let it go for anything inexpensive. It is an incredibly hard to find well-known band t-shirt. Yeah, baby, I can see the chat. Welcome in, you guys. Kathy, Danita is here. Hi to everyone on the TT. Guys! We're live on TT again. God's here. What time is the WN show? Brandy wants to know. It is tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So that'll be 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget tonight, too, Arizona has a show. Let me take a look and see when his is, because I am very excited for that. I actually haven't caught any of Arizona, any of his shows. So I am looking forward. I'm still trying to get to know WN, so let's see. Yeah, so Arizona's is at 6:27 p.m. That's so, like, weirdly specific. So AZ's is at 6:27 p.m. Arizona Pickin' over on WN. So check that out. I'm going to be there tonight. But yeah, so mine's tomorrow night. The fire, you guys. I'm not even joking. Like, we've had a couple good shows. Like, we had 2 good Music Tea Jamble shows. We've had one WN t-shirt, music t-shirt. So I think this is probably going to be my last Music Tees one for a while. I have well over 50 shirts, and I literally, yeah, I don't know. Some of this stuff could end up being like a regret if it sells for too low, but I'm going to roll with it. I got enough stuff. I'm not worried about it. So, Caitlin, good to see you. Thrifty Swifty says, I'm doing a bag show tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern on the Jambles. If you're bored and want to swing by, heck yeah, I want to, Thrifty Swifty. Let me, let's get over to Jamble. Let's give a following. And guys, before we get started here, if any of y'all have any WN shows or any Jamble shows and you want to put them in here to shout it out, please do. Like, I am in the business of supporting other resellers. So, Thrifty Swifty, I am looking for you. There you are. Thrifty Swifty Steph, right? Wait, no, that's not you. Wait, that's not you. What are you on, what are you, Thrifty? What are you on Jamble? Because I don't think that's you. Is that you? Okay, that is you. Why am I not seeing? Oh, I see it. I clicked the wrong button. All right. Like I said, I'm still getting to know it. So there is our good friend, Thrifty Swifty Steph, over on the Jambles. If you don't know what that is, it's like a It's just like WN, basically. So I am going to heart that. Guys, go over and give... Oh, yep, you just got a whole bunch of new hearts over there, girl. So go over there and give her some hearts. Bookmark it. Guys, I don't know if you know this, but when you bookmark shows on like the Jambles or on the WNs, it helps to get them pushed out. They become more of a priority in the algorithms. So even if you can't make it for any reason, you got like a ballet recital to go to or something like that, get in there and click the bookmark so that we can support each other. Okay, I gave you about 800 likes. I had to catch up on missing your shows. God, thank you. You're welcome. Mom's buying more. Hey, friend. Hey, you guys. Yeah, I can see your chat, babe. I can see you on YouTube and Facebook. We are using brand new. We have done so many streaming softwares, you guys. We're doing a brand new one today. We're trying to find the best thing for us. So, Betty, welcome in. Okay, guys, what are we doing? So, first of all, your first question is, why is she wearing a jacket inside of her house? Brandy wants to know, what is her name over on the Jambles? It is Thrifty Swifty Steph. Let me go here. I'm going to put it up to the camera. If you guys want to do a little screeny shotters there on the Tubies, and then here on the TTs. So, yeah, check it out. She's a cool chick. And her name is Steph, which was my mom's name. So, of course, it's the greatest name in the world, right? I mean, you can't go wrong with that. So, Amanda, welcome in. All right, so the question of the hour is, why is she wearing this Rugrat zip-up? Guys, I got this from a garage sale for like $2, and I'm trying to convince myself that I don't need to keep it and that I need to put it up online. So I'm like, maybe if I wear it for a little bit and I don't like it, I'll be willing to sell it. And I don't know that I can. I love it so much, but it's like a super banger and worth like a ton of money. So like, there's that part of me that is like, oh, keep it. And there's part of me that's like, I love profit, but I don't know. I mean, hey, okay, maybe I keep it for just like a little bit. I mean, look at this thing. Like, it's such fire. Maybe I keep it for just a little bit and then I can pass it along, right? It works with your hair color. It does. And I love it so much because it's totally obviously 90s, early Y2K. And then again, it's also Rugrats. I mean, come on. And it's like blocked kidcore. I mean, you could not get more me, and it fits. Like, my arms are I'm a really tall person, and so my arms are always too tall for jackets. So, I mean, I might have to. I think here's the deal. I think I'm gonna keep it, honey. Okay, I think I'm gonna keep it for a little bit. Yep, and then I'm gonna pass it on. I'm gonna keep it for a little bit and then pass it on. I mean, it's sick. It's so awesome, and it's got like a breathable inside. I don't know. Okay, do you guys want to see the other thing I think I'm going to keep? Oh my gosh, she got into the garage, and now she's keeping stuff. See, this is how the closet becomes unmanageable. So here's the other thing. Anybody up for a funny story? I don't know if you guys want a funny story really quick. So, y'all, Nora, what's up? Maria, good to see you. Zeta, good to see you. So, I went to thrift store, which I don't normally get my stuff from thrift stores. So normally I do garage sailing, but you know, it's been cold and rainy and wet here. Not to mention that I just got over a terrible case of like a strep throat. I'm done with my antibiotics now. Yes. So I just went to the thrift store the other day. Once I knew I wasn't contagious anymore or anything like that, because I just needed to like do some. I felt the need to source was inside of my body. So I went to a thrift store and it was awesome because they were having like Dollar Day sales. But this was one of the shirts that I got to the register and I was going to put it back because it's got like one little pinhole here. I don't know if you guys can see that. I was going to put it back because they wanted like $4 for it. And I was like, $4 was already pushing it because I was really there for the dollar sales. $4 was already pushing it. And it's not, you know, vintage or anything like that. So I was like, I could probably only make like maybe $15 on it. But then I saw the pinhole and I was like, oh, now it's a $10 t-shirt. I ain't paying $4 for it. So I told the lady, I was like, oh, I'm not going to get this one. And she set it to the side. And so I didn't think anything of it. And then when I was unpacking stuff today, I had a bag I had forgotten about that had this monster truck shirt and a suit jacket in it, because they'd give me 2 bags and I forgot about the other bag. And at the bottom of the bag was this. So technically you could say I pirated it. However, it was a full unintentional pirating. I did not mean to take it. The lady wrapped it up and put it in the bag. Like, I had nothing to do with this. So this wound up being free $99. And with the pinhole, though, I think I'm going to keep it. So I was hoping Riz was going to pop in here, and I was going to get a little tip on the best way to fix a pinhole. Now, I don't usually fix pinholes in shirts that I'm selling, because, I mean, that's like way too much work, and who has time for that? But if it's my own shirt, because this is my size, so I would love to keep it. I'm a huge, gigantic monster Batman fan. It's my favorite, like, lore and world of any comic stuff ever. Tim Burton did the first movie. Now, if I had my pick, it would not be the one with Catwoman. I get it, but it was a free shirt. So I think I'm going to keep this one, so hopefully Riz will pop in, if anyone wants to share this with her, and maybe we'll be able to get it. Vanessa, what is good? Hey, so all y'all that were on that big thing today, the live, I'm like losing my mind. When all of you were on the live today, the reason I didn't just pop in with you guys and do this, I don't know if you know this, but because I'm streaming over to YouTube and IG and FB, and when I'm in a thing with other people and they talk, it echoes through my iPad onto the other streaming platforms. I did that once. I went in and listened to all the other streaming recordings, and it was like, hello, da 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 da, blah, 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 blah. And I tried to figure out how to fix it, and I'm not smart enough to figure it out. So I was like, I just have to do my own. So, hey, Gio, what's good? Danish, good to see you. Okay, so what are we doing today, guys? We are going to photograph some clothing. So I've got some shirts and stuff we're going to do. Hopefully you'll be able to learn a couple tricks, tips, things that help you. You know, in these lives, we kind of chit chat about everything. You're probably going to get a couple songs, maybe potentially some oversharing. If you guys have any questions, comments, thoughts, ideas, please don't hesitate to ask. Whether you are a brand new reseller or you've been reselling for much longer than me, I know a lot of you probably even have way more knowledge than I do, of course. So you're welcome to please answer questions from the comments. You know, if you've got a tip or a trick about something, let's share, because I really do believe that we're better together, and I don't think anybody has the answers. I think everybody has the answers collectively. So don't be a doo-doo. You got to participate, right? So, Riz, there you are, girl. You knew it. You knew I was talking about you. Long story short, you missed this part of it, but I accidentally stole this from the thrift store. The lady put it in my bag. I didn't do it on purpose, right? This is like, you guys are like, oh, this is another Target basket story. We know all about that. No, legit, this time, this is not my fault. But I'm going to keep this. So if I was going to sell this, I wouldn't fix this pinhole, because, I mean, I'm not doing that. That's too much work for this shirt. But it has like the smallest little pinhole here that I would like to fix for my own self. But I didn't know if there is the best way to do that. I don't know. I don't really want to have to put something behind it. I didn't know if I could like go inside the shirt and like maybe do like X stitches or something. I mean, I can go on the Tubies and I can look up videos on how to do it, but I trust Riz more than anything. Fusible Pellon. Oh my goodness. See, guys, this is why we come to the Riz, because she knows some weird, crazy, insane thing that doesn't even sound like English. Okay. SUFIBLEPELLON for the pinhole. All right. Riz, you're going up on the board here with the other 14 things that you've taught me. So, perfect. Thank you. It comes in black. Okay. Yeah, I may just get some then, because there are other shirts I come across. I wear a lot of black t-shirts, and they have pinholes. I have a Zomboy t-shirt that I would love. It's like a really super hard to find Y2K, like you cannot find this t-shirt anywhere kind of t-shirt that I would literally never sell because it's like my prize. But it has a pinhole down here on the bottom, and I'd love to be able to fix that. I'm just so worried it's gonna like get bigger. So DW, I'm so happy to see you too. Blended Oasis is here. Autumn, y'all are here. I'm so stoked to see you. Oh, somebody's here, probably delivering something I ordered and didn't need. Hey, I have one I'm doing right now. I'll make a video. Riz, yes, that would be amazing. The gang's all here. Foxy's here. Southern Treasures, guys. If y'all didn't see Southern Treasures video, get off here and go watch it. I mean, tearjerker to the max. Like, Southern, I wanted to take a second to honor you because the fact that this girl took the time to go through some of the resellers that have taught her things and to kind of shout people out in the community, the fact that she took the time to individually talk about each person just shows you how much that she actually has taken the time to get to know everybody. And you were like spot on with everything you said. Oh my gosh, look, I literally have goosebumps right now. You were so spot on. And there was a few things about some of y'all I didn't know. So it was really cool to listen to that. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know that they were into that. Like, so that was really interesting. So, Southern, you broke our hearts. You loved our hearts. Thank God TikTok's here because IG was just not cutting it. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, Mac is back and we are all very happy. Jesse, what is up? Jesse, I'm still dreaming of those ribs. I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm gonna need some of that seasoning. I can't stop thinking about food. Oh, Southern, don't feel bad. I mean, we try to shout out everybody, but guys, I mean, it's a huge community. So, anyways, okay, let's do this. So, first thing we're doing is a little monster truck shirt. Now, this is not vintage, obviously. However, I will say this, Monster Jam stuff always sells for me. It's like WWE or WWF. That stuff always sells for me, especially because a lot of times with this, you're going to want to do keywords like 90s nostalgia, 90s baby, 2000s nostalgia, Y2K nostalgia, loose, baggy, throwback, outdoor, hunting, fishing, camping, man cave. Like, think about all of the people that are at like a Monster Jam event and then just describe them in your keywords. Monster Jam stuff usually doesn't stay in the closet long. Now, this, unfortunately, the tag is gone on it, but it doesn't matter. It's like a, let's see, I'd say this is probably between an XL and a 2XL, probably closer to an XL. So, with the tag, it'll be worth a few less dollars, but I think I paid like $2 for this one, $2 or $3 for this one. Normally, I don't pay that much for a t-shirt, but I was at a thrift store and I was already getting like so many other things for such a good price that I wasn't even, I was cool with it. And now that I know that I stole the shirt, I mean, it's even better, right? So I took up the entirety of the 10 minutes and still couldn't get to everyone. So is that as long as you can do is 10 minutes? That's crazy. I've never done a video that long. That's wild. PDF, what is the status? Yeah, it's actually moved to the top of the list. So here's that. I had planned on my handy dandy little planner to work on it in between Christmas and New Year's. Because my son was here. So I was like, hey, while we're hanging out in the living room, I can be on my, my iPad, I can be working, and he can be, playing video games or whatever. And then we got the plague, and then I got strep throat. So I didn't get nothing done. So there it lies there on the board, but it is definitely still obviously in the works. I'm just behind on everything now. Yeah, I watched the whole thing for sure. Yeah, I didn't even realize it was 10 minutes either. That's the crazy part. Like, you had me so in it to win it that I was there. Brandy asks over on the Tubies, does it say $5 starts on her page? I can never find people on there. I'm not sure. I don't know. You'll have to pop in and find out. I just got a notification. Our vehicle has an unpaid toll notice. So there's that. Moving right along. Maya, good to see you. When you live in Texas, you always have, it's like living in New York, right? Or in Boston. You always have an unpaid toll somewhere because you drove on some road for 4.5 seconds. Okay, let's get this done here. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to do kind of what I call like my practice photo. So I always do a picture just to kind of kick it off and just see like, okay, how's the lighting going? How are things working out? And let's take a look here. So that is, we're going to start with our exposure at 0. And then we're just going to take a look and see how it looks. Make sure you're turning the brightness up on your phone all the way too when you look at your practice picture. So I think that looks pretty good, guys. I think we're looking pretty good. So we're going to rock with that. Now, when you're doing these kind of t-shirts, especially if you sell over on Depop, it's really important that you get a close-up picture of the graphics. I know it tends to eat up one of your allotted photos. If you can include like chest measurements or maybe a shoulder measurement if you have to get that graphic in there, that is the number one thing that people are really looking for. In fact, a lot of my shirts over on Depop, I'll put just the graphic up. I won't even put the total shirt. It's kind of like on eBay and Poshmark, I always put up my first picture, like for polos, is always just of this upper area with like, you know, the polo pony or whatever, you know, is there. So don't be afraid to kind of feature the item on it. That's the cool part too. Thrifty duckies! What is NoFX? Please enlighten me. All right. Well, I'm going to try to do this in a minute or under. So NoFX is one of the original punk rock bands. They started in the 80s, and the lead singer is called Fat Mike. The band actually just played their last thing. However, Fat Mike owns Fat Records, which is a large distributor of punk rock stuff. He's huge in the community. In fact, he helped start the Punk Rock Museum that is in Las Vegas. If you ever go to Vegas, you can go there and you can see my world. So NoFX is one of the most influential bands within that community. Think of them as like the Blink 182 for punk rockers. They do a lot of political songs. They do a lot of ridiculous songs, a lot of silliness. It's just a lot of fun. So I got into them way back in the 90s, and I have just rocked with them, been to a million shows. They are terrible, and they're great, and they're everything else in between. If you like hardcore punk rock parodies and ridiculousness, it's worth to listen to. If you get easily offended by literally anything, you should absolutely not listen to them. Hey gang, what's up? So just putting that out there. I disclaimer, if you're easily offended, you do not want to listen to this band. Fun fact, this is my second favorite album of all time, Pump Up the Volume. And it was released on June 13th, 2000, which is my birthday. Look at that. Groovy grabs. Okay, so we are going to take a picture here of the shoulders. I can guarantee you that is the first time that NoFX, explanation of what NoFX is has probably ever been done on a reseller live, because I don't think most people would even know who it is. All right, so we are going to go down here. We're going to get our chest measurements. We're getting our shoulder measurements. And then also, of course, while I'm doing this, I'm trying to include a little bit of the graphics in, just because that helps to create those additional exposures. Exposures are when someone looks at one of your listings and they see something over and over again, like a logo or a graphic or something that they'd want to buy. Like if you were selling Lululemon, you'd want to get the little Lululemon hit as many times as you could, because on average people need 5 to 21 exposures to purchase something. So if you're exposing them, 5, 6, 7, 8 times by the logo and the name, and it's in the title and it's in the keywords and it's everywhere, and you're getting some of those hits in there, it just creates those exposures, and they're more likely to purchase that item then rather than later, or they're more likely to purchase your item versus scrolling to the next person's. So you want to get those things in there. Any logos, tags, graphics, anything kind of cool that makes something stand out, you want to include that in as much as you can, for sure. Okay, now on this one, there's no tag to take a picture. It is a tube. No, it's not a tube t-shirt. It's a put together shirt. So it's a sewn seam. I've always called them sewn seams. I don't know, Riz, is there a different name for that? I always call them tube t-shirts or sewn seams, meaning that it's sewn here on the sides. There's probably, and there's a care tag. So you want to get that too, even though the other size tag is gone. This will give people, this was created in June of 2022. Yay! All right, there is that. Perfect, man. June of 2022 is tough for me. That was a tough time. Good afternoon, Tina. What is good? God says, make sure you don't click that linky saying, oh, it's toll. No, it's a text. It's real. I get them. It's the toll thing down here, the Texas tags. If your, thing, is expired, you'll get them. I mean, Justin will look at it before he does anything, but my guess would be that it's from the actual toll place. However, I would never pay something that wasn't what I thought. Tubular knit versus flat construction. Writing it down, Riz. Tubular fit. I hope you guys take notes on Riz's stuff. Tubular fit versus flat construction. So I will use those terms instead of my made-up terms that I always do. So Annie, great to see you too. Groovy Grab says, do you take pics in the app or camera or upload? I take pictures just straight from the camera, and then I do all of my eBay listings from my iPad. So my iPhone shares to my iPad, and then I list from my iPad. Then I go into Autoposher, and then I cross-list on the computer from there. Tubular knit. Tubular knit. Thank you. I'm changing that. This is why we use pencils. Tubular knit. T-shirts. Perfect. Thank you, Rizzy. Rizzy. Oi, oi, oi. Rizzy. Oi, oi, oi. All right. So we're going to take a picture of the number here, and then we're going to move right along. Moving right along. So here's a suit jacket. I don't pick up a ton of suit jackets. I'm trying. You know, I stock surf, and so I am trying to learn suit things and stuff because it's a section of garage sailing I usually passed up if there's anything, and I definitely never went to it at thrift stores. Although, I mean, you know, your girl is in a huge thrift store, sourcer. However, this new little honey hole I found, we will be stopping in there. So, I saw this one. Now, the first thing I saw was that it was made in Italy. And I know that's one of the things that surf talks about is the made in Italy. It also had kind of like the unique 3-button thing, which, I don't see a lot of them like that. And it's in really good condition. It was $1. So, no snoozing on that. I mean, you show me something for $1 and I'm probably going to purchase it. I mean, especially if I know I can sell it for like $20 or more. I'm guessing this is probably like a $24 jacket or something like that. That Thrifty Ducky says, Charity, we need to teach Mac how to use iCloud. That's not for me. If y'all want to learn how to do any fancy things like that, I am not your girl. I am married to a mega nerd that understands how to do all of that kind of stuff. I mean, if I was in charge of all of this, I wouldn't be able to do any of this. I'm lucky I could even get my, TikTok startup. So I can fly through Photoshoppies and stuff like that because that's what I used to do. But when it comes to understanding the internet and all that kind of stuff, no way, Jose. AZ, what's up? Guys, don't forget to, I said it at the beginning, but I'll say it again. AZ's got a show tonight on the WNs. And then also don't forget about Thrifty Swifty, who's got one on the old Jambles. On the Jambles. We're just getting, and I had gotten a couple questions asking why I'm not doing the Jamble showies. And I'm just giving WN a fair shake. I did 3 shows over there. I'm going to do 3 shows on the WN. I'm going to see what I see. Tell you what, the Android thing's a problem. For sure, that we can't use that over on the Jamble. And the other thing I really like on the WNs is the tips. That was huge. So the tips I got from my last show, I took that, and that's actually the money I used to go thrifting. So that was such a nice little little thing to be able to go and take that and use that to be able to, grow the business and to be able to be on here. I mean, this stuff that you guys are seeing right now and getting tips for and stuff is all because, you guys tipped me. So tipping you back for tipping me. Groovy, thanks for the likes. Okay, so let's get a picture of our suit coat and see what we see here. take a look and see if we need to do any. No, that looks pretty good. I think that looks not so shabby. I mean, obviously it looks better in person than it does on here, but that's okay. More variety on the WN. Casey, I kind of agree with you too. One of the reasons I think that JJ Jambles reached out to me and Kaylee and a couple other resellers is because they were trying to bring people over there that have more flavory as far as like different items. Because a lot of the stuff over there is more women's clothes. They do a lot of like Lululemon and stuff over there. And so I think that they wanted to bring a new flavor, which I'm down for. I think that's awesome. And it's an awesome opportunity. But the Android thing was tough. For sure. I mean, that was really, if I'm being honest, that's really the only thing. Their shipping was great. They even pay for the giveaway. Like when you send a giveaway to someone, they pay for that. Like there's a whole bunch of cool stuff that they do over there. But unfortunately, not being able to have any with Android on is rough. Lil Pickles is here. Good to see ya. All right. So let's get a picture of all of this here. Now, if I'm missing any place that I should be measuring on this suit, let me know. Because I do not do a ton of suits. So this is kind of a new adventure for me. So I'm doing shoulders, length, arms, and then we're doing chest. And then is there any place else that I should be measuring? So I did shoulders, arms, chest, length. Is there anywhere else on a suit jacket that people prefer? Hey, Daniel, what's going on? Good to see ya. Miguel, hey, what is up? I don't know why that came out so awkward. Miguel, what is up? It is nice to see you, Miguel. I am an automated robot. Amy, what's happening? Am I missing any measurements, guys? I did shoulders, arms, chest, length. Shoulder to shoulder and back. Very important, says Riz. All right. We are going to do that then. So we're going to pop this here. We're going to make it look all handsome, like the handsome guy it is. So we'll get a picture of the back first. And then shoulder to shoulder, says Riz on the back here. And you are correct because it is a slightly different length or width on the shoulders there. Yeah, anything else, guys? Is that it for the inside of a suit? Hey, if you guys are over on FB, YT, or IG and you got any tips for doing suit jackets too, let us know. Made in Malibu. I get it. Made in Malibu. That's clever. Look at you. Look at her. Look at her. All right. So now we're going to get the inside. So let's unbutton. Da-da-da-da. Da-na-na-na, donk, 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 donk. All right, so now we're going to get this inside. And this is a brand called Reserva. I don't know what it is. It's something, like I said, if I had to guess, and I have not comped any of this, by the way, guys, don't snooze on using Grandma's sneaker cleaner for literally everything. I literally use it for everything. This has just got a couple little yuckies there. We'll get that off. Look at that. Perfect. That Grandma's sneaker cleaner freaking works for everything, yo. It's ridiculous. I know it is good to see you. We are back again. I like the photo setup. Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. It was a labor of love. This is actually a shelving unit. Yeah, the video is over on, if you guys are really interested in how we put this together, it's over on our UB2Bs. If you go to the linkies on my page, you can go over to our UB2Bs and check it out. So it's made up of some really interesting things. All right, so we're getting a picture of this inside here, and then getting a picture of that. And then, is there anything else? Some of these suits have, like, I noticed, like, there it is, like, tags inside. So this says, this is a dry clean only tag, made in Italy. Is there anything else? There it is. It's like there's got to be a size tag. So this is 100% pure Lana. 100% viscosa. 41L. Yeah, I don't know what that means, but that's okay because we're going to sell it. Look at that. Marie's Love. Hey, you. What's shaking, bacon? What's shaking, bacon? My name is Shake and Bake. All right. What's that from? Anybody know? Movie guess? Movie guess, anyone? Shake and Bake? Anyone? Also, great quote. I just think of baby little Jesus in his tiny tuxedo. Dear little baby Jesus in your tiny tuxedo. Please take care of my man tonight when he's out on the track. Ricky Bobby, baby, you know it. You know it, diddly. Lana is wool in Italian. Tina, it's wool. There we go. I had a feeling I should pick it up. I mean, I really probably think it's really only like a $24 or $20 suit jacket, but we'll see it. My man will. That's right. If the lining says Cupro, be sure to indicate that that is desirable. Let's see. Here's what it says. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about that. This is what it says. 100% Pura Lana, 100% Viscosa, 41L. So, and then this is the brand here. Reserva by something I can't pronounce. So that's that one. So we'll find out. We will have to find out what it is. All right, next thing, I should have included this in on, I told you guys, I promised you guys I would show you how that listing turned out. So I had someone, one of y'all reached out to me, and I can't remember who it was, that wanted to see how the photos turned out for the bundle set I did with the hanger things. And I can't remember who it was. I can look back in my messages, but I'll just do it here. And then if you're not on here, I will send you a message. So here is 41L is the size. That's okay, good. That's what I was thinking. How do you keep track of the price you buy items for? Okay, this is going to sound really weird, hair art. My mind remembers it. I know that seems insane and does not make sense, but I have this weird photographic memory thing when it comes to that kind of stuff. Now, my keys have to have an air tag on it because I lose them 400 times a day. I squirrel everywhere, but it has something to do with like my neurodivergency. I can remember stories and situations. I can also remember conversations from like years ago and literally do them word for word. Justin and I went to a comedy show. I'm not kidding. This is a true story. You could ask my husband. We went to a comedy show and we were coming home and I said, I think I can do that entire show. And he was like, are you serious? I did the entire comedy show, his entire set. It was like a 15-minute set. I did it from the beginning all the way to the end, the whole thing. But it doesn't work for everything. It's like this weird secret power where some conversations and stuff I'll remember, other ones I can't remember nothing. So it just has to do with like if my brain goes into hyperfocus. So I typically remember. Now, how much I spend though, I keep it wicked old school. I got these at a garage sale in a free box. And what I do is when I go out thrifting or I go to garage sales, I write down where I went, the date, how much I spent in cash, how much I spent on Cash App, etc., where I went, and then the total amount of dollars. I also, Justin has this neat organizer thing. I got him at a garage sale for $5 where you scan your receipts in. So he scans the receipts in. So I am not one to keep track of like, I know people like, I know Spencer's really good about this. She'll write down like the exact item, where she got it, how much she spent and everything. Like she's really good about that. If I tried to remember to do that, I might die. I literally can't, like I just can't. So I do the best I can with the old receipt books, and the old, weird brain. So, we are back. We've prevailed. We did it. You know what? It's because of Ford. I don't know if you guys know, but he was on the phone, with the FBI, all night the other night, making sure that we were back. Is it best to weigh and get your items dimensions for shipping prior to selling? Absolutely, Lofty Fish. So, especially in the beginning, when I was first doing this, I think my first 200 items, I weighed every single one of them. You will get to a point where you just kind of know how much an item weighs. And you can either put that price in, you can do calculated shipping. I do flat rate, so I've got shipping policies set up. So I've got a policy if I want to charge someone $5.99 and $6.99 and $8.99 and $10.99 and $12.99, $15.99, $23.99, $36.99. Those are all of my shipping policies that I have. The only thing I do calculated on is media mail, because it's always pretty much the same. So, yeah, so if you can get those, that done first. Now remember, boxes weigh extra pounds, but packaging, tape, you know, you want to take kind of some of all that in consideration. So what I would suggest doing, and this is what I did in the beginning, is I would take like a t-shirt, like this one, right? I would take a t-shirt, I would put it in a poly bag, I would put, a piece of paper on top of the poly bag as pretending it was the label, and I would see how much it weighed. And then I just had in my little notebook like a cheat sheet, like men's medium t-shirts are going to weigh about this. Now, if you're doing hard goods, what you can do is what I still do is I put the item on the scale and I take a picture right here in my room of the item on the scale. And I'll show you guys what that looks like here. This is how I do all of my hard goods, and I still do this because I don't want to screw up on the weight. So let me get to something here. Okay, so for instance, this telephone, that vintage telephone I'm selling, I take a picture of the weight of the item on the scale, which there's my scale there, and there's the item, so that I don't screw that up. So keep a scale handy for that. Yes, we're here. We're here. There's no more band. Yes, until you get familiar with the items, 100% weigh. At least my first 200 items. At least. It may have been more than that. I started doing flat rate shipping last week and set up tier policies for each weight. Bold. Nux on that. I'm doing the same thing. Bailey, what's good? Okay, the other thing I was going to show you guys, because you were, whoever it was. I don't know who it was, and if you're not on here, I'm going to message them anyways. So here's what it looks like. Remember how we were talking about doing the little tier things? So like that's a bundle of 4 t-shirts, and I wish I would have included this one in. I didn't realize this was a USC as well. These little tab things. So you just hook it on the hanger, and then you put your next item on, and then so on and so forth. You can put these, back to back to back. And they're really inexpensive. I got an entire box of these for $5 on my Amazon. It's in my linkies. Use these, get a different kind if you want, whatever you want to get. But they work really good for that. Then the other question was, I had said that I collage pictures. Because if I've got 4 items in a bundle, right, I want to make sure I'm getting fronts and backs of each of those shirts. Here's the problem. That's going to be 8 pictures if I do that. So I just use a collage app. I put all 4 t-shirts in the front. Then I do the backs in the collage. Then I do the tags in the collage. And then I put all of them together, and then we do our measurements that way. So that way you can get in the measurements of the t-shirts or the pants or whatever you're doing. You can get the measurements, or you can get the fronts and the backs, any flaws. And that is I only used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 photos for 4 items. So that is what you do. And you can use any collage app you want. The one I use is called Moldiv, M-O-L-D-I-V. M-O-L-D-I-V. It's free. So I like that one. Coley, what is up? I'm thinking about doing flat rate. Also, says Shauna. Some people are stoked doing calculated. I know K-Way does calculated and he loves it. I think Surfs does too. So I don't think there's anything. Oh, Coley, there you are, girl. I don't think there's anything wrong with doing calculated or flat rate. For me, I liked. Ooh, thanks for the donut, man. Now I'm gonna be hungry. You know how I feel about donuts. For me, I like to make a little bit of money on my shipping. And it helps to cover my original cost, and so I'm able to kind of offset that off. So for me, it works, but I don't think there's anything wrong with doing it either way. Foxy, I'm so happy to see you. Kay Davis is in the house. So yeah, I wish I would have included this one in on that. I had just completely forgot that this is a USC. I have already sold this t-shirt once, weirdly enough. And so I know it'll sell on its own. I think I sold the last one for like 16. I'll have to take a look. I can't remember. So it's fine selling it on its own. But what's great about doing those 4 t-shirts and doing that bundle, remember, we call it a bundle or a set, not a lot. Don't use the word lot or you can't sell it overseas, which even means like Canada. So with t-shirts, like when I get a bundle of shirts like that and they're all about the same size, same team, sport, and each of the t-shirts, let's say, is worth between $10 to $15, I'd rather bundle those suckers together, make a quick $38 and move on with my life. So I am all about the bundle. I do that a ton with like Nike men's dry fit t-shirts. I know that's something that a lot of people pass up at the thrift store or garage sailing because they're like, oh man, you know, I have to, this t-shirt, it's only going to sell for $15 and then I have to do a whole separate listing and it takes too much time. And I agree with you. So get yourself a box and get yourself a couple boxes and title them like Nike Dry Fit men's t-shirts small, Nike Dry Fits men's t-shirts medium, Nike Dry Fits men's t-shirts large, extra large. When you get them, throw them in the box. When you get 3 or 4 of them, bundle them together and pop them up online. So I sell those bundles. My bundles, doing it that way, sell so good. Because the problem with buying a t-shirt like this for the buyer is they gotta pay, you know, $5, $6, whatever it is for shipping. So by the time they buy the t-shirt for $15, they pay tax, and then they also, you know, maybe they got to pay a fee if they're on the Depop's or whatever the situation is. By the time all of that adds up, now it's a $22 t-shirt, $23 t-shirt. Well, no one wants to buy a $23 used Nike USC t-shirt very often. And if it's not Nike, even less. So if you can bundle them together, then the person's like, oh man, I only have to pay 1 shipping fee. I think I got the shipping fee on those 4 t-shirts set to like $8.99 or something like that. If they were getting those individually, it would cost them between $15 to $18 in shipping. So they're getting a deal, they're getting a discount, they're not paying full shipping, so those just fly off the shelf for me. Yes. Could I get away with a cheaper thermal printer if I'm not sure I want to invest in a Rollo? Absolutely, Fox. There's a ton out there. What I would do, Fox, is, hey, if you guys have any suggestions for thermal printers that are not the Rollos, put them in here. And Fox, just start asking around. You know, write everything down on a Post-it note or whatever you want to do to keep track of it. Get your opinions from people, and then, you know, make your decision. Guys, I'm a big believer in the opinions thing. I want to show you guys something. So, and Riz has now earned herself a, you know, a thing in here too. So I have a whole notebook here, and one of my sections is tips. So like this, for instance, is what I learned from Laura. I have that pinned video on my wall that talks about the best reselling advice ever. This is one of the things I got from her reseller guide, was how to correctly make a title. This is one of the very first things I ever did, ever started doing, and it literally changed my business overnight. You guys know how I feel about that reseller guide. It is not my reseller guide. I do not own the rights to it. It is hers. It's just, it helped me so much. I think she has them like for like $37 or something insane. I think I paid like $130 or something for it. So I don't know if they're still on sale, but it's like 68 pages of the best information you'll ever get. So that was that. This was the other thing. These were the first style tags I ever learned from her, from Wild and Almost Free. That is Laura. So I write this stuff down. Now, the reason I mention this is when you're looking for printers or bags, or you're looking, and you know, everyone's got their opinions, start writing it down. Here's my K-Way section. So here's everything that K-Way has recommended and taught me over the time. I've got Ether. I've got Surf. Surf has earned a place in the notebook as well, as far as like information and things to learn, because you know, that's how we learn that, right? Here we go. Look at these. These are all tips for making posts that I've gotten from different people and videos and stuff. So don't be embarrassed to ask around. If you're not ready to invest in something like that, I bet you there's some great ones out there. And I'm sure that there's a lot of people in this community that are not using the Rollo. So, I mean, I started out with handwriting. Then I went to my printer, which cost me a fortune because the ink is so expensive. And then I invested in the Rollo. But, that it took me a while. I had to save up for it. So, Thrifty says, off Nova printer, 45 on the Smile Store, baby. There you go. There's a recommendation for you right there. Spencer, what is good? You can just write friend. You can just write, quote unquote, friend in my section. Oh, bold. You're so much more than that. You're so much more than that. You are an asset to this community, and don't you ever think you're not. We learned we are better together. All right, so let's move along here. So this t-shirt here, now don't forget when you're doing black shirts, if you're having an issue with the exposure, change your exposure. So normally for black t-shirts, I will go down to -7 or -3. Either of those usually is a fairly good, So like that looks, maybe. That's a maybe. So we did a 0.7, and then let's go to a 0.3 and take a look at the difference here. Yeah, so this is the 0.7, which I think is misleading because the shirt is still a really rich black color, but it ain't brand new rich black color. So I'm going to do a -3 because that's more true to tone, and we want to be honest with our photos, right? The last thing we want to get is t-shirt is way lighter than I thought it was going to be, something along those lines. So we don't want to get that, right? And then if anybody does complain, at least you know you've done your job. Coley said, I got the Jaden printer that was going around on this app. All right, there you go. There's another recommendation. Coley got the #1 gifter badge. Of course she did. Coley and I were hanging out last night, by the way, guys. We were in 2 Whatnot shows together. So we were in a guy, he was a brand new seller, and I was trying to get people in to come hang out with him because he was like nervous and new, and he sounded like Alan Alda, which was amazing. And if you don't know who that is, it's because you're not old like I am. So we go in there. So I invited Coley in too because we were talking Griswold, and then I was like, oh, you think you got cool Griswold stuff? Well, let me just tell you what I got. So I was bagging about the shirt that Coley got me because I happen to be wearing it, ironically enough, because by the way, that shirt is insanely soft and I wear it all the time. Like, I don't care that it's not Christmas. That is a full year staple now. So Coley and I are in there bidding and talking in one. We're over in Hustles on the other. I'm like going back and forth. I got the TV on. I'd had the game on, and the game ended, and I didn't even realize it. Justin comes around the corner, and he goes, honey, do you realize that you're listening to like an infomercial? Because on the TV, it had the channel had switched to like, or it was like, because the game was over, it had gone into like this, like, I don't know, they were selling something like QVC kind of style stuff. And he's like, are you buying stuff on there? I'm like, no, I didn't realize it was on. Like, I was in the ADD, ADHD focus situation for sure. Oh my goodness. Nurse is in the house. Now it's a party. I love it. We do. We have a WM problem. Oh my God, Coley, I bought so much stuff from that dude. I didn't realize it until I got into my emails this morning. And you know how you get like a thank you, order thing, or at least I get those notifications in my emails. And it was like a page and a half. I was like, okay. We officially have a problem. Those watches were a deal. Yeah, Coley came in. Coley was bidding me up. She was bidding me up. I wanted her to do that too, though, because that guy was like, a lot of the stuff that he was selling, people were getting stuff for like really like, I get that you don't make a lot of money on your first shows, but you got to clear something. And some of the stuff that these people were getting for like $1 was like, okay, come on. Like, now you're taking advantage of them. I mean, I'm someone that's new over to WN. I'm trying to grow too. And the last thing I want is like nobody coming in and bidding and then just getting rid of everything for $1 or something. I mean, that's kind of crazy, right? I need counsel for buying on Whatnot. Dude, right? Yes, I get the text every purchase. Yeah, so you know, Coley. We need intervention. My name is Charity Holden, aka NiceComps, and I'm addicted to WN purchasing. I just got a hat, but I'll check it out. That hat was sick, too, that Carolina. He was covering the tag. I couldn't tell what it was. I think it was a youngin'. I think that was a youngin' hat, so that's definitely should be vintage for sure. Yeah. Anyways, okay, moving right around. Buck is in the house. What? Buck, dude, guys, if you guys don't follow this dude, you have to. He is the one that literally helped me with my shipping stuff, my shipping policies. I couldn't get any YouTube video and I couldn't get any TikTok video to help me understand the situation. And he walked me through it. Dude saved my life. Literally saved my life. Yeah, that was a brand. Okay, I thought so. I deleted it for a while, dude. I may have to. I can't though. I'm selling stuff on there. I have to, and then I reinstall. Guys, I'm telling you, I don't think anybody understands the fire that is coming to you tomorrow night. Out of all of the shows I have done, this is the one. I pulled stuff out of my inventory that is bang-a-rang. Fire insanity, times 500. It's the last music tee one I'm going to do for probably quite a while because I'd have to stock up again. And I don't buy stuff. I'm not buying pallets and stuff. And so I've bought bulk things before, but I've never bought enough to just continuously do shows like that. So I'm bringing the heat, baby. We're bringing the heat, baby. Oh, God, I see you over on YouTube's. I see you there. Hanging out on my YouTube. Oh, I appreciate it. I'm trying to get up my hours so I can monetize so that YouTube can pay me for multiple streams of income because I have to pay a $6,500 plumbing bill. Ta-da! All right, moving here. All right. Yes, when you are a reseller, you don't have $6,500 laying around. I don't know. Maybe you do. And if you do, I salute you. I do not. So I had to take a little no interest loanie out for that. So I want to get it paid off before that changes. So I am trying to get everywhere. So if you guys get an opportunity to follow me over there on the UBTubies, it is free to do so. And if you want to just pop on one of the longer videos and just have it quietly playing somewhere in some other room on some device you don't use, I would incredibly appreciate it. Y'all know I don't ask for many things on here ever. I literally don't ever ask really for anything. So if you can do that, I would appreciate it. Insta2, I love that. Ooh, should we check? Should we check? Let's see if we hit it. Honey, we're going to check. We're going to check. We're going to check. So, did it do it? You can't make that up. I am trying to get to 10,000 followers on Insta. 9,999. It is literally at 9,000. I am screenshotting that. You cannot. No video of yours can be played quietly. I know, you gotta put that volume down. Everyone in your house is like, what is playing in the other room? Oh my gosh, you guys. One person. All right, we'll have to check back in a little bit. One. I need one IG follower for it to be 10. That's so insane. What is the chances of that? Oh, you cannot make that up. That is an impossibility. All right, we're going to get a picture of this back here. And then definitely getting a picture of this kind of hit on the side. And for this, now, when you get up close, I want to show you guys something here. When you get up close in your light box or however you take pictures, even if you're not in a box like mine, the lighting's going to change, right? So if I close up on something, it's going to look faded like that, right? Here's what happens when your customer sees that. They're flipping through your photos. Everything looks great. You know, it looks wonderful. They're excited. And then they get to that picture and they're like, oh, that shirt's way more faded than I thought. It's not actually faded. You're not being deceptive. It's just the lighting in your room is different when you're close up to when you're far away. The light refracts obviously differently. And I'm not a scientist, but I do play one on TV. So if you just take your exposure down, look at the difference. I don't want to buy it. It's so faded. I want to buy it. It's so totally sick. So make sure that you are, I'm terrible. I'm disgusting. Don't look at me. Look at me, I'm amazing. Everything about it is amazing. Yeah, so anyways, long story short, mess with your exposures, kids. It say 1K when did it say 10K when you followed? Let's see. Let's go into it. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Ah, we did it! Ah! 10K, baby! Oh my goodness. 10K, baby! Oh my God. I have been waiting for that forever. That's amazing. I am so excited. Oh my God. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Honey, 10K. Oh my gosh, Felicia, thanks for the follow. Thanks, you guys. Whoever helped it be the 10K, I salute you. Amazing. Oh my God. I don't think you guys understand how long I have been trying to do that. Okay, all right. Moving right along. Now we're going to get a picture of the tag here. And this is a tubular knit, as Riz has taught us. So it most likely won't have a care tag in it, but I will check anyways. And then let's get this. Oh my gosh, I can't believe. You guys, I mean, it seems probably so trivial, but I have been working on this for so long. I think you need to understand what year my Instagram account's from. Are we ready for this? Are you guys prepared for this? I have had my Instagram account since 2013. Now, there's been many years I did not post on there or go on there or do anything. But it has taken me that long to get there organically without any buy-y or boosty or anything. That is just legit, straight up folks that are like, who is this strange girl who changes her hair color every 2 months? I'm gonna give a follow. Yes, salute. I never use Insta, so I follow. Thank you, Shauna! Oh my goodness. God have mercy. Oh my. All right. Okay. So did we get a picture of that? I am so excited, you guys. That literally made my day. It's just been so long. Oh my God, it's so long. That's so many years. That is 11 years. 11 years. And I know that not everybody's over on Insta anymore, but like there is a group of people that prefer that. They don't like the TTs. They don't like the busyness and the craziness of it. They prefer posts or short videos. They don't want, all of the TT stuff. And I get that because, guys, I didn't spend much time on on TT until, August, September? So, I mean, when I first started getting in there, I had posted some stuff on TT like a year and a half ago when I first started doing reselling. Like I had like 100 followers or something like that at the time. And then I didn't do anything with it for a very, very, very long time. So for me, it was like, I get why people are over on Insta. It's just a little less busy. So it takes a minute to learn the TTs, right? Yeah, now we got to get to 20, right? You deserve it all. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. I never went live on any platform. Hey, I didn't do a whole lot of this until recently. I did it a few years ago with the company I was working for, but I haven't done it just on my own, kind of promoting my own self ever until I started getting on with you guys. So, all right, we're going to look and see. I'm sure there's not a tag down here, but we'll check. Perfect. All right, getting this here, getting this here, getting this here. Getting it here. Jennifer P., how are we today? Christina, Ireland 2. Top of the morning to ya, Christina. I mean, top of the afternoon to ya today, Christina. How are you doing, my fine feathered friend? I'm Irish, so I'm allowed to use that accent. I'm Irish and German, so I'm allowed to use both those accents, I've decided. I made up that rule. I don't know if that's real, but I made it up. All right, so we got that in there. Moving right along. Okay, so the next thing we've got is that Texas A&M Islanders, Corpus Christi. The reason I got this is for a couple different reasons. One, there isn't a whole bunch of these t-shirts up there. So when it's a sports team that is kind of a little bit more of a rare sports team, I'll usually pick it up if it's a cheap price. They take a minute. They can take a minute to sell because you're looking for a very specific buyer. But I tend to be able to get a little bit more for them than I do on just like something like I can't sell a Texas A&M Aggies item to save my life. I could put things online for $1 and they would never sell. So I don't know. I think it's just a matter of access. There's so much of that out there. But something like this, there just isn't as much of just this of the Texas A&M and Islanders. So I mean, I got this for like $1 or $2. Actually, I paid $2 for this. So you know, I mean, I know I'm gonna make more than that. So you never know where they might spin the block on you. Yeah, I get that. I get that. Lisa, welcome in. Lisa. All right, let's get this up here. And we're just looking for any spots or flaws or anything like that. I don't see anything. I checked everything fairly good before we left. And I only ended up with one item that I probably had no business getting. I also got this one because, interestingly enough, it's a JanSport t-shirt, which is, like, very, very rare. I shouldn't say rare. I should just say I don't run into them a lot. So we're just getting rid of any little things here. And I don't think it might be, I mean, this could be a post Y2K. Let's give it a listen. Oh yeah, it's got some bass to it. Huh. Yeah, I think it is. I think I would be comfortable saying that this is probably like a 2012, maybe 2013. I would be comfortable saying that. Locale for Sweets, what is good with you? How are we today? Are you having a magical, amazing Monday? How many of y'all went to the post office today? I didn't. I remembered. I remember, buried. All right, let's get these. I was looking a little crushed there. There we go. Get up there and get in there and look handsome and stop goofing around. All right, well, we're going to mess with the exposure on this a little bit. Get it to where it looks good. And we will call that good. And then, like I said, with this kind of stuff, too, if you can get the graphics, it just, they tend, if you're a Depop seller, I've noticed they tend to sell better over there if you've got kind of a close-up picture of the graphics. I think that's one of the things that they're more concerned with the graphics over there than they are with pinholes. So if I were you, and I'm not you, but if I were you, I would do that. All right, we're going to turn this sucker here. Bloop. And let's take a look at what we got in the back here. Looking good. Looking amazing. Looking fire. And moving right along. Not us, says Nurse. Ruth. How are we today, Ruth? Are you feeling feisty today, Ruth? Andrea's here. Erin liked it. I like that you liked it, Erin. Ooh, we got 21 team members now. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you become a team member, it costs you 1 penny. I know, it's outrageous. It's crazy. It's crazy. If I get enough team members, I could potentially get $0 because I think TT takes that anyways. But Julie says, love your shirt. Thank you. No effects, baby. One of my top 3 bands of all times. Number 1 is The Descendants. Number 2 is No Effects. And number 3 is Motion City Soundtrack. Fun facts. Fun facts. All right, folding this up and moving right along. Thanks for the heart, Rebecca. Rebecca's on the team. Rebecca's on the team. Thanks for the follow. Spanakopita. I like that. I like it. That feels fun to say. All right. And then, of course, getting a picture of the tag here so we don't forget. And if you'll notice, you know how I always talk about making sure you get any logos in the picture? Like right there. That is a picture of the length, but I made sure that that little JanSport logo that's on there got into that photo. Because whether you realize it or not, when you're seeing that, that's an exposure. So we want that. Have you been to the Descendants documentary? It's on Tubi. Yes, absolutely. Think for it. Like, Milo Ackerman to me is literally the top pinnacle of human being. So anything he's ever done, seen, watched, I've held him up. I've had his sweat poured on me. One of these days I'm going to get to meet him. He is my favorite thing. I even had a dog named Milo Ackerman many years ago. So I like to say I'm a Descendants fan would be an understatement. And it is an amazing, amazing doc. Yeah, for sure. Wayne's World, party time, excellent. Welcome in. Okay, next up. So this is a total bangery thing I got. This one I did get for $1 over at that thrift store. And this is like a Haight-Ashbury style Gathering of the Tribes 40th anniversary of the Summer of Love, September 2nd, San Francisco, California. A Human Being, Copyright Council of Light Crowbar, 2007. So this is a 2007 on a Gildan silk tag in the heavy cotton. So this is a great tag to look for. If you guys are out there looking for stuff, it's going to let you know that it is going to be a Y2K. So we're going to pop this up. I have a sneaking suspicion this is probably going to sell over on Depop. And I am going to ask probably in the 35. I'll probably start it at around the $35 range. It'll probably wind up selling either really quickly or depending on the audience, it may end up on like a little 10% or 15% discount at some point. But we're going to do it full price and then see what we see. So very, very, very rare, hard to find shirt. I only found one of these online. And so a lot of the things I'm going to do for keywords on this would be things that, you know, obviously hippie style, San Francisco, protest, pride, rainbow pride, summer of love, throwback, 70s nostalgia, 70s, 60s nostalgia, 60s throwback. So it's like all that stuff is going to be down in my keywords because that's how this thing's going to get sold. Okay, you see my government name on Facebook. I was there too. Nice. Yeah, that was, I mean, I guess maybe technically, no, I was not. I don't think I was around. No, I wasn't around yet. I was not around yet. My parents did get married on a hilltop, wearing matching red wedding dresses with daisy chains around their head. How do you think I ended up with the name Charity? I was supposed to be Windy City. I'm not from Chicago. And then my dad had an aunt from like generations ago or something who was named Charity. And so he wanted to name me that. So that's how I ended up Charity, and not Windy City. No shade on Chicago, but it'd be weird to be named Windy City if you're from Colorado, right? Yeah, Windy City, whoop, whoop. That would have been very, very strange. So I am happy that did not happen. So we're going to get that. And then, of course, we're going to get a close-up graphic of the graphics here. And I also tend to like the photos on the graphics where they're slightly turned. I know it's like an aesthetic thing, but when I see it on other people's, I'm into it. So that's just how I choose to do it. So, Kim Hernandez, what are you doing today? What are you doing, Kim Hernandez? I demand to know immediately. All right, so let's get a picture here of the shoulders. Take a look, going across. We're looking at about 22 across. Yeah, this has not shrunk much either, which is great. Length. And then we've got this. And then with this too, it's going to be very important. Anything that you have, any graphic tees, make sure you look here. A lot of the 90s and Y2K will put the year on the front of their designs. They don't really do that anymore. Any of the modern stuff doesn't really have that. So you really want to get in there and get a picture of that year, because that is going to be what helps to sell the item. Okay, then we're going to get a picture of the tag here. Let's get that. And then get that. And then we're going to do flippy. But flip it real good. Flip it real good. Is anybody curious what the 4:30 in the morning wake up in the middle of the night song was? For those of you that are new, I know we have a whole bunch of new people on the stream today. So I have a very spicy neurodivergent kind of style brain. I also have ADHD, in case you were unaware. I'm sure you probably had a sneaking suspicion. And one of the things that happens to me is I wake up in the middle of the night every night at about 4:30 in the morning, which is convenient because I take my thyroid meds then and it's fine. But usually what happens is the second my eyes pop open, a song is in my head. And I don't know if that song is because of a dream I'm having, or it's something that was played the day before. I tend to think it's probably just insanely random. And so every night it tends to be something totally different. And so last night was, no, J.G. Wentworth, man, that one happens a lot. That happens more during the day though. No, my one from last night was, I had the time of my life, and I never felt this way before. Yes, I swear, as I do, and I owe it all to you. Hey, baby. Yeah, so what happens is I have to go, because I won't wake up Justin, so I go in the bathroom to use the little ladies' room, and I sing the song. If I get it out of my head, it tends to not loop as bad. So I'll be in the bathroom at 4 o'clock in the morning going, because I had the time of my life, and I owe it all to you. Hey, baby. And I'll like do it. I'll sing it, get it out. And then I can get back in bed, and then I usually fall back asleep. So that's the life I live. And I drink a lot of coffee because of it. Dirty Dancing, baby. Dirty Dancing. I was not supposed to see that movie because my mom said I couldn't see it because it had the word dirty in it. So I snuck over to my friend Brie Ingdahl's house because her parents let us do whatever we wanted. Didn't go well for them as adults because of that, but hope you're all doing good now. So anyways, I snuck over there to see it because I wasn't allowed to see it at home. Like, oh man, my mom had some kooky rules. She would like we could watch like a horror film or like an action film, but Dirty Dancing, that's crazy. Like, yeah, so anyways, Mom, R.I.P. We joked about it later in life, but I definitely had an interesting childhood. Maurice says, yep, Maurice, you get it. All right, next thing we've got here is a Bangles t-shirt number 9, Burrows in the House. Obviously, this is modern. It is a Nike, so I always pick up Nike if I can, especially anything that has a center swoosh. When you are putting things in your description, make sure that you note like Nike center swoosh, because people look for that. That is a desirable look. I don't know if it's always desirable or if that's just a trend that is happening right now. I don't wear a lot of Nike stuff for no other reason except for I sell it. And I wear band t-shirts. I do have some Nike dry fit shorts, I think. I do have that. Yeah, so I don't know why. I don't know if maybe somebody else knows the answer to that. I don't know if it's something that's always popular. I just know right now it is definitely something that you want to include in. Now, I am wondering if this is a women's. I am wondering if this is a women's. Because it's a little more narrow here, goes out. The armpit here has a shorter distance. I think this is a women's. I think this might be a women's. Maurice is the man. That's the word on the street. That's the word on the street, Maurice. Week, week. All right. Yeah, I think this might be a women's. I could be wrong, but we'll see. Sometimes with these modern shirts, I would say that they're like a little bit more androgynous than they used to be. Like women's shirts back in the day, it was just so much more clear cut. The inside here would go in, it would bow. This distance here was even shorter. So I am curious, when I go to list this, I'll be able to tell. I'll use Google Image. It might be a guy's. I mean, it says large. And I would say that this is a men's large. So it could just be because it's a modern shirt. Yeah, I guess it doesn't bow that much. Interesting. Let's see. Shall we Google image it and find out? I think this could go either way. SNL skit. SNL skit. You know what SNL skit I was thinking about the other day that I hadn't thought of in a long time was I'm Brian Fellows. And that's a crazy snapping turtle. Do you guys remember Brian Fellows? Brian Fellows, Safari Planet. Brian Fellows, Safari Planet. Does anybody remember that? If you don't, you gotta look it up. It was like, who did that skit? I'm trying to remember what his name was. I'm terrible about this kind of stuff. Who did the Brian Fellows skit on SNL? The second I see it, I'll remember it. Tracy Morgan. Yeah, Tracy Morgan. So let me see if there's a image of this skit. Yeah, so this is what it was. That you guys have to go watch some of these. It totally reminds me of, like, you know the Zach Galifianakis Between Two Ferns? If anyone doesn't know what that is, your life's about to change forever. Zach Galifianakis Between Two Ferns. But the Brian Fellows skit is way older than, Zach Galifianakis was like a kid when that came out. But it has that same feel where guests come on and it's just ridiculous. And Tracy Morgan is like kind of a narcissist in it. It's a great skit. So if you guys haven't gotten a chance to see it, you gotta check it out. It's during like what I think is one of the greatest eras, which of course everyone debates and says it's not. But when you had Chris Farley, Phil Hartman, Adam Sandler, Tracy Morgan, David Spade, who else did you have at that time? You had Dan Aykroyd was still on a whole bunch. You had John Goodman coming on as a guest all the time. Like, oh my gosh, there were so many good people in that era. Al Franken, I mean, I love that era of SNL, and so many people hate on it, and I thought it was so good. My SNL goes back to the Coneheads. Dude, Aaron, have I ever told you guys? I think I have. When my kid was little, he was deathly afraid of the Coneheads for some reason, and we joke about it all the time now, but I used to have to go into the video store and turn the movie around and then go outside the movie store, get him, and go back in. Because he would not go into the movie store if the Coneheads VHS or DVD was turned around. I'd have to turn it so that you couldn't see it because he was convinced they were going to like infiltrate his brain or something like that. And we joke about it now. He's like, I don't know why I was so afraid of it. He was just terrified. Yeah, Chappelle, no doubt, dude. I know, and unfortunately with Chappelle, like, you could not get away. You could never get away with what he got away with. Because now it's like, there's just so much things you're not really supposed to joke about. And true. There's definitely a lot of stuff that's like, you watch some comedian stuff and you're like, oh, that's kind of cringe. But then there's other stuff that's like, oh man, it was really funny though, and sometimes, you know? And I'm just somebody that doesn't really take life very seriously, so I always tell people, you can't offend me, I'm undefendable, so I don't know. That sounds like mine and automatic flushing toilets, oh my gosh. And now for deep thoughts with Jack Handy. Dude, you guys are in my wheelhouse. Norm Macdonald playing Burt Reynolds. Are you kidding me? Iconic. Absolutely. Like, oh my gosh. Okay. Anyways, moving right along. So we are going to Google image this, and I am going to see, I think this could be a women's or a men's. Let's take a look. Yeah, everyone says men's. Okay. Yeah, so with these new, and I've noticed, well, I don't know. There's one that says NFL Canada with a 9 on it. Let's see. I think it might be a women's. I think it's a women's. Yeah, I think it's a women's. I think everyone has it marked as a men's. I think it's this one. I think it's a women's. So I think it could go either way, but I think it's a women's. Don't care. Love Chappelle. Take me back. Yes, Gen X. Dude, you can't hurt our feelings. So I'm an interesting year because my year of birth is considered Gen X, and I'm also a millennial, which is hilarious because my son's a millennial, so we're in the same generation. Yes, I was a teen mom. So it's really funny because I identify with the toughness of Gen X, but what I like when it comes to a lot of pop culture stuff is more millennial stuff. Like, for instance, the Rugrats. So I'm in this really weird... Green Thrifty, if you're on here, you're probably in the same situation. LSW says same. Yeah, Zennial. Holy, thank you, Zennial. I always forget what the name is for that. Zennial. X, Millennial, X, Zennial. I'll try to remember that. See, that I will hopefully remember, yet I can tell you a conversation at a garage sale from, 2 years ago. So, I don't know. Brains are fun. Brains are interesting. They all work in interesting ways because we are all people with really different brains, and that's what makes us cool is the fact that we all are totally different. I am so happy that TT is back because if it wasn't and I had to be in here doing this, by the way, guys, this is what it's like even if you're not here. It just talks all the time and it sings random songs. So I like that I get to be in here with y'all, and I don't just sound like a totally insane individual in a room talking to herself, right? That is the encore, says Alex. Alex double X. Kaylee's here. Ooh, ooh. What is going on? God says, I'm Gen X, and I'm proud of it. I'm Gen X, and I'm proud of it. Gen Xers, dude, the true Gen Xers, y'all don't mess with them. They are street rat crazy. They'll take you down. They got no shame. They grew up without ever using a phone. Like, they were dialing things on the wall all the time. They were out until 2 a.m. because their parents were working. They are at the bar. They didn't know nothing. Like, these kids got away with everything. They are tough. They stepped on nails and stitched their own selves up. Peroxide, Neosporin? No way, man. We just slap a Band-Aid on there and wrap a sock around it and get back to, watching, I don't know, Lone Ranger. I don't even know, something. They're watching something. They're not messing around. That's Nurse Gen X. Nurse, that doesn't surprise me. I'm like, hey, Nurse, how's your foot? She's like, oh, yeah, I fractured it. I'm like, what? That's insane. Like, I'm fine. I was in the hospital for a week. I'm good. I'm like, what? Sounds about right. Yeah, duct tape. That was always my grandpa. That was his go-to. Oh, something's not working. Get out the duct tape. What kind of phone do you use for pics? I need a new one, and I'm leaning towards getting my first iPhone. That's my girl. Life-changing. Man, when I use Justin's Android for pictures, I'm like, I have the iPhone so much better. Hey, honey, what phone do I have? I know it's an iPhone. What number is it? I don't know. Oh my gosh, he doesn't know. How do I find that out? Don't I know that? Let's see, if you go into your Isn't there a way to, like, find out? Oh, here it is. iPhone 14. Justin said I had a 10. It's a 14. iPhone 14 Pro Max. iPhone 14 Pro Max. So it's not the newest one. I think the newest one is the 16. So, it's not that one. I usually will keep a phone forever. The one I had before this, I think was a 10, actually. You're welcome. I still use an 8 Plus. Yeah, I mean, the thing about Apple is that their photography stuff usually holds fairly well. Now, it makes a lot of people angry, but I love the way I love the way Apple works. It just has, my brain thinks more appy than it thinks codey. And Justin's phone feels like a code. Like, just to get to anything in it, I'm just like, like, it drives me nuts. Yeah, Tina Ritchie, what is good? Tina, Bobina, Fana, Fomina. I don't notice a difference between the 13 and the 15. Yeah, it's probably about the same, I would imagine. I would imagine that is true. Okay, where are we at? All right, next, what we got? Next up is a pair of Levi's, because, you know, I love selling Levi's. Anybody in here, does anyone in here not know how to date their Levi's and would like to? I will give it a second to find out as I get a hanger. If you need to know how to date them, as soon as I get pictures of this, I will do a how to date your Levi's on here. I know a lot of the people that follow me all the time already know because I sell a lot of Levi's. I would say the 3 things I sell the most in clothing are Ralph Lauren polo shirts, vintage Y2K graphic tees, and Levi's. Those are probably my 3 top selling items, I would say. Michelle, what is good? Okay, so we're getting these up here and getting a picture of our Levi's. And these, just by feeling these are definitely modern. I can tell these are going to be like a 2020 probably or something. Like, just from you touch enough of material and you start to get to know. All right, so we're going to take a look at our exposure, which is incredibly off. We're going to go down to, let's just go 0 and see how those look. Ooh, not bad, except for my curtain got in the way. I always get this question, why do you have curtains up? Is it just to be fancy? I'm like, no, the lights there are so bright that I have a little bit of like a light sensitivity thing. And so, I mean, most people do, but mine's like, mine will give me a migraine. So, I have to hide the light a little bit otherwise we end up having a real bad day. So, and we don't like having bad days. We like having good days, right? Okay, so first thing we do is get a picture of the whole pair of pants, and then we are going to do the waist. We are going to do the rise. We are going to do the hips, which on men's jeans is about 1 inch up from the bottom of the zipper. So if you go 1 inch up from the bottom of the, where the stitching on the zipper is, that's going to give you the accurate hip measurement. Then we're going to do inseam. And these are all very, very, very important things because Levi's shrink a lot. Not a little, a lot. So it's very important that you're showing those measurements. And then for me, I put the original measurements and the current measurements up in my Levi's titles. When I go into the item description, let's say they were a 36 waist, but they're a 34 now, I'm going to list them as a 34. Because if I list them as a 36, someone that's looking for a 36 is going to pass by my thing all the time, and I won't get those customers that are a 34. So, that's something I wish I would have thought of earlier on. I have spent a large amount of time going back through old listings and trying to fix that. I spent 6 days while we were sick, going through my listings. So I think I got them all, but just me, what's good? Lori Shops NYC's here. Good to see you. And Amy Rust, happy to see you as well. All right, so let's get a picture of the back of these. And then on Levi's or any jeans, you always want to get a picture of this back pocket hit. So you want to not only be getting the tag, but you want to get what the pocket looks like, you know, because Levi's pockets are all a little bit different. Some have a wider top and then go down into the triangle. Some are going to be more a square pocket or a flat pocket. And then up here on the tag, people want to be able to see how cracked this is. Some people prefer the really super cracked grunge look. Some people prefer it to not look like that. So it's pretty important that you get a picture of that back hit tag. For sure, for sure. Okay, yeah, for sure, for sure. She's a Valley girl. All right, did we get any yeses? Does anybody want to know how to date your Levi's? Is anyone interested in that? Because if not, I will just not do the lesson. Because y'all might already know. So, Alex says yes. Okay. All right, let me get a picture of this. So this is going to go for modern Levi's. These are 2021. That's about what I figured. So this is going to be a two-parter. And I don't have a vintage pair to show you, but I'll just tell you what's different. So on your newer Levi's, meaning modern Levi's, this is always going to be a silky tag. You're typically going to see a short one over here. You're going to see a medium silk, a long silk, and this is the one you're looking for. Now, I would still get a picture of each of these, because the first one will generally tell you where it was made, and yes, that does matter to some people. The second one is going to tell you the percentage, how much cotton, how much elastic, and then this third one has the information for the year. So if you look at this tag here, I'm just going to show everyone up there, and then show you guys here. One more time up here. So you're looking for the short tag, okay? And you're looking for those letters right there. CW. Okay? CW is what you're looking for. The 4 digits after that are going to tell you what week of the year they were made and also the year. So this says 1821. So that means that these were made the 18th week of 2021. So 1821 is the 18th week of 2021. Now, when I go to list these Levi's, I'm going to write on them 2021 Levi's. And then if you need to know the style, it'll tell you right back here. Thanks for joining the team, Aaron. You'll see the style. So this one would say 2021 Levi's 505. And then you can also find out what style they are, any information you need by looking at the style code. You can also, these are just going to be like a straight leg, relaxed fit. Probably you'll get to know pants well enough that you just kind of know. So you're going to put that in the title. And then you're going to put 4032, and then in parentheses, the actual size that it is. And then at the end, I usually write, if it's a baggy pair, maybe I write loose or baggy or skater. If they're super grungy, I may write grunge. If they're in really nice condition, I might write preppy. If they're a pair like this, like relaxed, I may put workwear or dadcore. It just kind of depends on like what the jeans look like. Ask yourself the question, who's wearing these? To me, you know who's wearing these? A dad. There's a pair of dad pants. This dad is dropping the kids off at soccer or dropping off the grandkids. Wow, these are really tall. I'm 5'9". Holy smokes. that is a crazy rise. That's got to be like an 11-inch rise on those or something. Anyways, so that's how you learned the new ones. Now, I just took the time to figure out how to trade in my coins. I love it. So if you are on an older pair of Levi's, you're not going to see a silk tag, but you are still going to see a short tag like this. Then what you're going to do on the older pair of Levi's is you're going to go to the back of this first button. So on the back of every pair of jeans, there is a button, and on that button is the factory code. So that's where they were made. So you're going to pop on Old Eyes. We're going to look here, and this one says 5163. So what you're going to do then is you're going to go to the label, your tag, and you're going to look for 5163. After that 5163, you're going to see 4 digits. So just like you did on this, right? You're going to see 4 digits after that factory code. What's different is the first 2 digits are going to be the year of the month instead of the week of the month, and the last 2 digits are going to be the year. For instance, let's say you had a tag that said 5169, and I recognize that this is going to be backwards for a lot of you, but you're just going to have to roll with it. So it's going to say like 5169, that's the factory. And then let's say it said 0697. It says 0697 at the end. That is going to tell me that these jeans were made in June of 97. So if it's a new pair, the first 2 digits are the week. If it's an older pair, the first 2 digits are the month. And that took me, ladies and gentlemen, a very long time to figure out. If worst case scenario comes and you are missing the tag and you don't know when these are from and you don't know if they're vintage or not, there's one other little trick. So here is right here, you've got this pair of jeans here, and it says right here, for over 145 years. Now, over the decades, that changes, okay? So check this out. This is what you do. Hey Siri, what year did Levi's start making jeans?
Levi started making jeans in 1873.
Okay. And I have this
from Levi.com.
Okay, stop Siri. Okay, so I have this memorized, but I'm walking you through the process, right? So 1873. Now, these say I'm making jeans for 145 years. So if we go to the calculator and we type in 1873 and then we type 145, that gives us 2018. That tells me that these jeans cannot be any newer than 2018. And I see these jeans listed as vintage on eBay and stuff all the time. And I'm like, bro, it says 145 in there. It can't be. Now, if it said 135, we would take 1873 plus 135, and that would be a 2008. That means that they are between 2008 and 2018. If you see it and you feel it, and it's got bass, and there's no treble, you can hear the treble in these. Hear that? Ding, 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 ding. If you do an old pair of Levi's, it's like dunk, 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 dunk. That's going to tell you. So that's going to help you to date your jeans a little bit more accurately. And that really is going to be what separates you from people that are on there that are like, oh, this is a vintage pair of jeans. It's like, no, boo. It absolutely isn't. So I hope that helps somebody. I don't know if that's going to help anybody, but hopefully it helps somebody. Give a heart if that adds any value to your day. Otherwise, I will stop doing demonstrations like that because people, I don't want anyone to get bored. I just took the time to figure out how to we read that. How much do you usually run them for? How much does 2021? So the newer jeans are always going to be less than the older ones. So my older Levi's, and it is really dependent upon the size. So the best sizes that you can find is if you can find a pair of like 34, 36, 36, 36, anything right in there, those are usually going to be your kind of top sellers. Smaller number on top, larger number at the bottom. If you've got a pair of, let's just say 36 by 30s, that's going to take a little longer to sell because you're looking for someone that's wider with shorter legs. So in that case, there's just not as many people with that exact body shape. So I take that into consideration. My older Levi's can sell anywhere between 25 to 70. It just depends on the cut. It depends on all that kind of stuff. And a lot of that stuff you can figure out just by looking at other people's listings. Like, what are they selling these for? You know, you look at NiceComps, you look on Depop, see how much people are selling that kind of pair of pants for. An average standard pair like this, probably 16 or 17 bucks. So that is why I tell people, do not buy these kinds of things unless you're getting them for cheap. I generally get my Levi's at garage sales for $1, $2 maximum. I know thrift stores have lost their minds and they're charging $12.99 for a pair. If you buy Levi's for $12.99 and you think you're going to flip those Levi's and make any profit, you're going to be really upset when you see what happens. So I hope that helps you out. Thanks for the hearts. Alex, thank you. Thanks, nurse. Yeah, you guys are welcome. I'm here to help you out. So any questions, comments, thoughts, ideas are always, always, always welcome. All right, so let's get a picture of our tag here and then move right along. I'll probably do a couple more, and then I am going to, let's see, get a little banger here. I'm going to grab myself some lunch. So I was going to do a salad today, but Justin made burritos last night, and there's a leftover one. I'm feeling, I need a little burrito right here. Just like, I need a little burrito in my body. Give it to me. Okay, so this is kind of an unforeseen banger. I picked this up at a yard sale. Some of y'all, if you watched any of my yard sale hauls, you guys might remember this one. We picked this up. I think I paid $2. I might have paid $3 for this. Because I got it in a bundle. So generally what I do, in fact, I got this one at the same place I got that Rugrats one at. Normally what I'll do is at garage sales, and I am planning on, you guys get to hear this first on this live. I'm planning on getting myself some of those Ray-Bans. I just have to like financially save up for it. Because I'm dealing with the plumbing bill. But I want to get some of those Ray-Bans so that I can go out and video record doing garage sales. I know that you guys have asked me probably 150 times if I would please do garage sale videos. And the reason I haven't done it is because I am using my phone at garage sales to comp and stuff. And if I have to record and then try to do that, that's a lot. Plus, if I am like this in someone, I am in Texas where the recording laws are a certain way. And so with the Ray-Bans, I can look down at the table and record, and then I can click to stop, and then I can talk to a person, and I can click to turn it back on again. I've been doing a ton of research on these things, and I really want a pair, but they're expensive. So I am planning to try to get some of those, because I really want to be able to do a ton of garage sale videos, especially because I get so many people that ask me, like, how do you get all of this stuff for so cheap? How are you getting this stuff in bundles? What are you saying to these people? How do you plan out the route? How do you, what do you say when you get to the garage sale? How do you know how to comp something? There's so many questions that you guys have, and then that way I can also be looking at my phone. I can comp things. I can show you guys what I'm seeing, and I'll have the glasses on, and I wear glasses anyways that literally look like them, so I don't think that anyone's gonna be weird about it. If they said anything at the sale, I can always turn them off. And I'm not looking to record anyone. I'm just looking to record like the items at a place. So yeah, so I really want to get those. Like I said, it's just a matter of fundies. So when I have the fundies to do that, I'm going to get them. And so you guys will get like tons of garage sale content. I wasn't going to say anything until I got them, but you know me, I can't keep a secret. So I can keep a secret if it's something important. Like if someone tells me something, I did hair for many years, so I am a steel trap that never releases information. Some of the stuff I know is probably insane about people, but, when it comes to like something I'm doing, I'm excited about, it's like, I can't not talk about it. So anyways, so long story short, I got this at a garage sale, and we didn't realize when I got it that it is like an actual kind of a little banger thing here. There's a little bit of string there we're going to need to pull off. So Coley says, I'm totally getting those. I know. Brian's in the house. What is good, Brian? I'm going to actually put Old Eyes on here to take a look at this. I just want to make sure. It's got a little thread. I just want to make sure if I take this off, it's not going to do anything weird to the item, because this is like a super, super, super expensive specialty jersey that I didn't even know until you guys were nice enough to let me know when we did our garage sale haul. So, all right, so we're putting this up here. Yeah, so this is, let me get a picture of it. And I don't remember what it was worth. I just remember it being like a little bit of an unforeseen. So it's a Washington Nationals. And then it also has like a military-ish twist to it. Let me take a look here. See if I can get... Because I haven't comped this. Y'all comped this and told me it was a bit of a banger. Oh, yeah, there we go. So there's one on eBay for $188. There's one for $78. So there's one for $38, but that's a tiny, small youth. There's one on here for $350. I think that's probably a bit gratuitous. But anyway, so yeah, kind of a cool little fat guy. Mike's in the house. Okay, so we're going to do this, and we're going to call this our last item for the afternoon. And we're going to get this. So yeah, so if you guys have not had an opportunity, like I said, I'm going to do a couple shameless plugs here. I hope that's okay. So number one, I have a WN show tomorrow night. It's at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I am going to clear out the rest of all of my music tees. It is well over 50 items, I believe. I have to count. I haven't actually done that. That's what I'm doing this afternoon after I get these listed. So I've got that going on tomorrow. And when I say that I'm bringing the fire, it is literally the episode of Star Trek Voyager when the guy's like, "Kiss, bring the fire." Anyways, so yeah, so I am bringing the fire tomorrow night. Tonight, Arizona's got one. And then also tonight, later in the night, Thrifty Swifty has one over on the Jambles. So those are a couple little show things. Second of all, thank you to every single person who helped us for this. This has been in the works for I can't even tell you how long. Finally hit 10K on Insta. It has taken me 11 years. So this was a huge celebration today that happened. So that feels good. That's a goal that I've been trying to hit forever. Like, it just feels like, I did it. You know, it's like that accomplishment feeling. So anyway, so thank you guys for doing that. And then lastly, I am trying to get my hours up over on the Tubies. That way I can do a little bit of monetization on some of my videos. I have the correct number of subscribers. Thank you to all of you guys. I do not have enough watch hours. And so I have all these checks that say you're ready, you're ready, you're ready. And at the very bottom, I just don't have enough hours. And you have to get a certain amount of hours within a certain period of time. If you don't get it, then it restarts all over again. And so I'm hoping to be able to do that because, hey, here's the thing. If you guys have to watch 4 seconds of a video over there in order to watch one of my videos, I apologize. But that little 4-second video that plays before you hit skip ad really does add up. And that is going to be money that is going to help us to pay back this stinking $6,500 plumbing bill that we got stuck with unexpectedly this year. You know, we weren't expecting it at all, and we're not expecting that. So I had to do a little loan situation for that because I don't have $6,500 kicking around because that is not the life I live. So if you guys can, please do put that, or do some watch hours over there. Even if it means you pop on a video on a device you're not using and you let some videos play, I would just appreciate it. I don't ask for much from this community. I really don't. I've always been someone that tends to give more than I receive. That's who I am. That's how I was raised, and that's how I believe it should be. But I really am asking you guys if you can pop some hours in over there. You know, if you're at work and you throw on a video, your phone's in a drawer or something, just mute it. You don't need to say anything. You don't even need to watch them if you don't want to. It's just those, and a lot of them are like the longer videos too. So like one of these, for instance, you put it back on, an old one on, maybe it's like 2 hours. Well, if I've got 10 people doing that in a day, that's 20 hours a day. That's huge. Like, I don't think you understand how huge that is. You know, I really want to get to that point where I'm able to have that income coming in and to pay off this situation. Because, you know, we live on a budget like most people do. So, and I have to shout God out. Like, literally, God has 100% been doing this for me for like 3 months now. So the watch hours I do have over there, I think probably 60 or 70% are from you. So I do. I have to shout you out right now and thank you for doing that. I know Colley's been over there. I know we've had a couple other people that have chimed in, and I really, really do appreciate it, you guys, for sure. Storage Secrets, amen, yeah. Jennifer, good to see you. God says, I put it on autoplay. I appreciate that, you guys. Like, hey, we are all out here hustling, right? We are all on the grind. We are all trying to create better lives for ourselves and our kids and our families, and anything that I can do to help you guys, you let me know too. Like, this is a two-way street. I hope to add as much value to you as you're adding to me, and I hope that we are, able to do this together. So Storage Secret says 100%. Hey man, we are all better together. There is room for everybody at the top of this mountain. All right, so let's get the rest of these pictures done here. And then I will be going to eat a burrito. So, all right, so let's flip this sucker around here. So, yeah, this was a kind of a cool little find. Like I said, this was an unexpected, neat little find that I had no idea was even going to be something. I think, you do this... this job or career, or maybe you only do this part-time, which is totally awesome too. But the more you do it, obviously the more you learn, and the more you start getting like gut feelings. And I tell people to trust that. Surf, I know, feels the exact same way about this I do, is it's gonna always be fortune over like the fame, meaning that you should be concentrating on not just the sold comps. You should be concentrating on how low is my buy cost, or cost of goods, both is the same thing, and what can I get for it. So if you're somewhere and you see something and it's a couple bucks and that gut feeling says, oh, this could be something, risk it for the biscuit. I know I've had quite a few of y'all comment or message me and say, hey, I just want to get brave when I'm going out sourcing, but I always second guess myself. Has anybody ever done this? I don't know. Maybe some of you that have messaged me this are even in here. I want to get brave and I want to get it, but I don't know if I should get it. And then I overthink it. And then I look at comps and I don't know if it's good enough. And so I stand there for 15 minutes and then I just don't get it. If the cost is low enough and you think you can make a little profit on it, that, especially in the beginning, is so huge, because those little sales, some of those small sales, that's going to get you the reviews. That's going to get you the likes. That's going to get you return buyers. That's going to get you followers on your platforms, on Insta, or on eBay and Poshmark and all of that kind of stuff. That's going to, those reviews and stuff like that, that's going to give you the clout, especially on Depop. My gosh, that place is like, good Lord, it relies upon that. So don't be afraid to listen to that gut. Now, I'm not saying go out and retail arbitrage and spend a whole bunch of money and, don't comp anything. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your average reseller like me who is garage sailing out at 7 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, listen to punk rock tunes in between drives, or potentially a murder podcast. So, I'm talking about that. So if your gut says that, this is one of those things. I saw it. I had no idea who this was, or what this was, but I got that little feeling, that little that little tickle that said, hey, I think this is something. And man, oh man, what if I had passed on that? What if I had passed on this? I mean, this is going to make us, take home profit on this is easily $100, like easily. And that's just, the profit. So, so anyways, that's my take. Don't forget too, with your Nike stuff, to pop open. You always want to get pictures of what it was made of as far as the material. And then on that back, that gives you the model number for the item and also the year. So like this would say for me, 2022 Washington Nationals, and then whatever the title is over on the internet for this specific item, that model number is going to be what I put up top. If I've got any spare room, I may put, like if it was an MLB or an NFL, I may put that. I may put, preppy or prep or streetwear or whatever goes with this, a military, because it's got like a military thing on it. So, maybe I put that on there. So, but Nike is great because you can generally find what the actual name of the, like, you can find all the information and then just copy and paste that title. You know, that's one of the things I learned from Caleb. I was watching one of his videos, and he was like, man, if you've got something that's got, like, a style code on it, or model number, whatever you want to call it, use that. And I was like, God, why haven't I been doing that? A lot of times I'm making my own thing up, and I'm like, why am I doing that? Because when someone's looking for it on the internet, I did marketing. I understand how search engines work. Like, why in the world was I not doing that? But hey, that's why we watch videos, and that's why we learn from each other, right? Surge Secret says, yep, that's me. Yep. Millennial Pony, how's it going today? Delka Figueroa. Ooh, that's another fun one to say. I like that. Coley says, I keep forgetting to watch over here. I'm still in the cleaning out my house phase. Some items only net me $3, but it adds up. And hey, $3 is $3. So oh my gosh, you guys. Oh man, I wish I could see these. So the other day, right before TT went down, I've now been on TT long enough because I did videos. Like I said, I did a few videos years ago, and then I didn't do anything with TT for a long time. But it was like on this day, and it was an on this day of my sales, like of what I did on that day. It was like a $4 Snoopy doll, another little plush thing, a video game for $4. What else was on there? Some of my mom's like decor stuff was on there because that's what I was selling in the beginning. It all totaled up. I mean, I made like 10 sales, so it was probably like the whole week's sales. I think the entire total was like $90 or something, so it wasn't like something crazy. But those items is what gave me the reviews so that I looked like a real seller on eBay. So don't snooze on that. Don't think if you're new, don't think you have to like be selling these, you know, bangers all the time. It's those little things that add up, not just financially, but business-wise, because people are like, oh, check this out. Coley, who's this person? Oh, this is cool. Oh, yeah, look at her reviews. Oh, yeah, awesome. Like, okay, I totally trust this seller, right? Because let's face it, there's so many scam, bam, wham, mammies out there right now that people want to buy from someone that they can see that they're a real person or they've been recommended by someone they trust, right? So, you know, don't snooze on those little things. They add up for sure. S&N finds, what is good? All right, you guys, I am going to go eat a burrito, get this stuff listed. Last reminder, if you have not, last shameless plug, I promise. If you have not gone over and found me on the WN yet, I am over there under NiceComps. If you go into shows, I've got one tomorrow, which is the music t-shirts. It's going to be our last music. The next one I'm doing is video games. It's going to be everything from vintage to current. And then I have a whole bunch I have an entire box that's like this big of old vintage Tupperware with lids, nice stuff, weird stuff, hard to find stuff. I'm going to do one of those shows. I think I'm going to do a hats show. I'm going to do a Western wear show. I'm going to do a Levi's show. I'm going to be doing a sports show. I'm going to be doing a garbage pail kid show. I have so many things. So make sure you scroll and get all of these bookmarked. I realize that they don't say what they are going to be. It just depends on, you know, what order I decide to put stuff in. I don't know. I mean, I'm so new over there, guys. I've only done one show over there, so I appreciate it. Enjoy your foods. Oh, didn't know you were over there. We'll follow. Yeah, guys, if you follow me over there, I will 100% follow you back, for sure. What's your username over there? I'm NiceComps over there. So you can find me, guys. I am literally NiceComps every single place on the internet. Every place on the internet. IG, YT, FB, TT, WN. I am NiceComps all over the place. Okie dokie. Yeah, I had so much fun, guys, that first show, and I had so many y'all come out to support me, and I really appreciate it. Please come. Even if you're on a spending freeze, you ain't buying nothing, come on in, because the more people we get in there, the easier it is to get stuff pushed out on TT. And I'm a newbie, guys. I'm in kindergarten over there. So my shows are not getting pushed out like some of these bigger sellers, you know. I mean, let's just put it this way. If the t-shirt bros over there had what I am about to bring on Tuesday, they would have like 280 people or more in a show because of what's going to be there. But I'm new, so hey, you may end up with some good deals. I got to get stuff cleared out. So I'm working, what time is it? Nurse, it is at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So, I see God just saved my show. Awesome, thank you. I'm excited to see you guys. All right, I'm out of here. Have a beautiful day, guys. Trust your guts. You can do this. We're better together. Peace. And thanks again, too, if you're joining me over on the Tubies, it's UBs, the IG, or the FB. I appreciate you coming in. Hopefully the graphics were okay today. It is something we are working on. If it looks a little scritchily to you, it is something that we're trying to perfect within using different streaming software and figuring out what works best for us. So I appreciate you guys sticking around, and have an awesome day. All right, peace.